Hey anglers, it's Al, the Hitman Sims, with the weekly Fishing Recon Report, brought to you by BlackOpsFishing.com, real undercover fishing. It's Friday, April 6th. Today's first Recon Report comes to us from Cheyenne at the Fish Connection in Preston, and it's a good one. Cheyenne tells us that the striper fishing is hot and getting better daily. On the Thames River, try Norwich Harbor, Pequannock Cove, and Buoy 27. Cheyenne reminds us to use large lures in the 8 to 9 inch range. Some of his favorites are the Yo-Zuri crystal minnow, hoagies, and sluggos. Further upstream on the Shetucket River, stripers can be found all the way to the Greenville Dam. Before you reach the dam, there is also a football field with shore access, and it's another good spot to cast for stripers. Some anglers have been filling their 2-fish winter flounder limits on the Niantic River and off of Bluff Point. Some are more secretive with their locations. Sandworms are the bait of choice. Carp fishing is going strong with huge carp spawning right now in Pequannock Cove. Cheyenne can attest to the humongous size of these carp. Cheyenne says a few customers have been hitting the trout management areas on the Salmon and Farmington rivers with great success. Small ponds that are open to fishing prior to April 21st have been producing the usual bass, pickerel, and panfish. Connecticut Outfitters, Wethersfield, Connecticut. Gary from Connecticut Outfitters would like to remind us that the shop has all the usual live, fresh, and frozen baits in stock, including jumbo Arkansas shiners, pinheads, mealworms, nightcrawlers, bloodworms, sandworms, and green crabs. On the Connecticut River, Gary says the lower Connecticut River brings us some reports of spotty striper action at the Lieutenant River with a few shad in the mix. School stripers have also appeared in Hamburg Cove and at the junction of the Salmon River, where anglers were reporting fast action on small schoolies using sandworms with an occasional keeper mixed in. In the greater Hartford area, reports of striped bass from 32 to 36 inches from Cromwell all the way up to West Springfield are becoming common as more and more anglers are getting out on the river. Bloodworms and sandworms are the bait to use for these larger bass. Plenty of striper action is coming from East Hartford and Charter Oak landings, and last Sunday a keeper striper was taken on a live eel right in Wethersfield Cove. Gary also commented that some river anglers have been tearing up smallmouth bass to 4 pounds on Alabama rigs. The shad are in, but have slowed a bit since the river cooled down a few degrees. Ethan, a shop regular, outdid his amazing 11-pound catfish of last week with a 15-pound slob from Wethersfield Cove. Ethan likes to use eel chunks for big cats. Pike are moving out of the channels and into the shallows of the coves and are providing great action on lures or jumbo Arkansas shiners. Crappie fishing remains excellent in the coves. Use small jigs tipped with pinhead shiners for some fast action. The yellow perch bite continues to be very good at this time. Gary had one customer catch 3 carp early this morning and then bought sandworms for a new adventure. Gary also mentioned the fast action on the Salmon and Farmington Rivers TMA areas, and the trout are averaging 14 inches and seem to be very well fed. For the marine report, bunker sightings have come in from western Long Island Sound, and sandworms, bloodworms, and green crabs have been flying out the door with folks headed to the shoreline for flounder and blackfish. This has been the Black Ops Recon Fishing Report. Until next week, keep off my bass.